So Dr. TP Shashikumar has joined.
Namaste.
So Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay. So we had this topic in mind that there is a culture of achievement, and mostly I think it is a Western concept. And in the research literature, it shows that basically the culture of this perfectionism it is more dominant in the Western or advanced countries, and later on it's also being picked up by our parents also. So, how does this culture of achievement, uh, how does it impact our parenting, and how it also impacts the child? So, we'd like you to reflect on that and whether that's a major problem that parents have to overcome.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram. Thank you, Rajagiri Media, for this wonderful topic and including me in the discussion. I must first salute and pranams to my chancellor. I am privileged to say that ICFI is my institute because I taught in most of the national colleges in Andhra Pradesh. And presently, I hold a position in your university as professor of practices. Probably chancellor may not know that, but I am privileged to be that. And I am also vice chancellor of Adi Shankara University in Gudur now. Um, I'm the founder, vice chancellor there. I'm setting up the university. Thank you for this topic. Incidentally, I'm here. We have a great problem. I am a psychotherapist. I keep meeting a lot of parents. My name is TPS, and I address teachers, parents, students. So it's a everyday activity for me to listen to students. I'll start with a story. Recently, one of the parent called me and then said, "We have a big problem. The child is upset. The kid don't want to go to school." Then I was asked, "Which school? Which class?" It's a KG student. And the problem, the student did not get first rank. Therefore, the child is upset. So I asked the mother, it really happened. I'm not, and I asked, who taught this child first rank means great? No, is it the teachers or the parents or the student? All of them. All of them have this dilemma. First rank means something, and I'm probably among all the panelists, or maybe if you can find out somebody who can speak on this, I may be the right person because I was thrown out from a school being the worst student from my 8th grade. I was one of the worst student because I was 27th rank out of 27 students. And among all the 27 students, I'm the only one who became a scientist in the great Department of Space. I'm the only one who reached at the Prime Minister's office at the Deputy Director level in RAW. And I became the Vice Chancellor of a university, though it's a deemed university. I had this privilege of nominating me as a Vice Chancellor for a central university soon after my retirement from the government. But I wanted to serve the society. I took nearly 14 years of off the Vanavasa Kalam from the seat in which somebody can sit and rule the country. I was roaming around the country to look at students and parents and teachers. So I spoke to more than millions of students in this country, millions of parents and millions of teachers. So what is happening today is, earlier also the discussion I heard my brother just spoke. No, he talked about the system which we have in West and the East. We are in a confused state. The Zen Z is in a confused state. Probably I keep saying my parents were much better. My next generation may be much better, but we are the worst people who have to be sandwiched in between these two, right? We have to hear all these blames. We are not in a 21st century. One of the biggest problem we refer to 21st century education. I keep saying we are not in 21st century. Century is 100 years. Earlier, Professor Rao was talking about change. You imagine the change happened in last 5 years. 2.5 years back when I was talking about logistics management using AI, somebody started talking about, why are you talking about this? It doesn't relevant. I said, 2 years you wait, it will be relevant. I said. So the world is moving very fast. Nowadays, you can get a PhD from somebody by paying money, and trophies are given, honorary doctorates are given. It has been a big business. Why? It is a syndrome not in the KG level to the PhD level, trophy, of award. People pay 25,000 rupees, attend a function just to get a certificate from somebody, put a picture there, and then that will become a great message. I keep visit. You know how many schools I must have seen? 10,000 schools. All the Gulf schools I have visited. When you go to principal room, you only see trophies behind. And I keep scolding them. What are you trying to promote? Is it that school is making people to buy trophy? I have not seen a single principal room with the books behind, library behind. I told I will only recognize and admire somebody who has got a library behind their sitting room. I have not seen. Students only read for examinations. We have no tradition of learning. The learning has not gone. Now, you imagine, we have great philosopher Swami Vivekananda said education is man making. Today education is not man making. There are two types of education. One is job giving education, and probably life giving education and life making education. So if you want life making education, I think we should have the ability to learn celebration models, all that what we see in the movies, all that is fine. I remember one of the recent movie, Telugu movie is there. I stay in Hyderabad. So Telugu movie, it talks about 35 marks is not a big thing. 35 మార్కులు అంత పెద్ద కథ కాదు అన్న చిన్న కథ. That shows a mother is not able to motivate the child to study. You know what happened after that? The mother who is not even 10th class pass joins in the school and study parallelly to get a 10th class certificate. That motivates the son to study. So I am saying the syndrome is produced by parents, directed by parents, acted by parents, and then the award is also given by the same parents. So this can be stopped only when I value, only when I win. That has to stop. I value only when you have values inside you. And that will come not by the entrepreneurial generation which is yet to come, or maybe people are getting troubled by that. That should become a, no comparison should happen. It's only compassion should happen. Now what is happening is comparison. If you ask students to study together, I have got 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers, a blog. I keep saying group discussion. Children will say, no, we don't discuss group. Ajaryat padamadatte padam shishya samedhaya padam sa brahmajaribhya padam kalakramenaja. That brahmajaribhya is gone. Brahmajaribhya is we discuss together, learn together, travel together. That traveling together is gone. It's all competitions. If the competition doesn't go, I think we have performances but no purpose. We have performances but no purpose. We have a trophy but we don't journey together in life. Life doesn't become a journey. We keep saying life is not a travel. Life is a journey. I think tomorrow's books will say life is a travel. Shift me from school to job, job to retirement. Everybody has got a big dream. That should change. And we should be learning how to partner with my partners and how to share with my people. And this has to come from the parenting. So the parents are not the dictators, they are not directors. I keep saying we have got lot of schools. CBSE school is the most famous schools, right? You tell me CBSE school. Now, day for yesterday was our first education minister's birthday. I was there in Bombay with a college to celebrate that. He is not educated in schools. He is a homeschooled person. Understand, we are talking about somebody who created UGC here, NCERT here, first Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology here. He was homeschooled. So what are we doing now? We don't understand unless somebody goes to a CBSE school, they are not great. What is CBSE? Central Board of Secondary Education. Secondary education starts with the 9th class. Then how can you have a KG in a CBSE? We don't understand. Education has become a fooling practice, labeled and acknowledged and licensed by government. So I think we need to have a change. The change should come from the parenting. All the CBSE schools are for parents. Most of the government schools are for teachers, but we don't have schools for students. So what we need is school for students where only empathy, patience, humility, and sharing, caring, loving, physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual development should happen. So I have a concept called the Grandma Child Care Shiksha Gurukulam from age 3 to grade 3. You look at Grandma Dr. TPS, you will see a lot of videos. There are many schools running different part of the country, starting from Bengal to Kerala. Schools are run in homes where they teach, the grandmother teaches traditional. Up to 7th class, we have declared new education policy have to be informal. But what happened after the new education policy? Earlier, nursery was not part of the traditional grade schools, banner schools. Now, nursery also become part of the international schools. And they run the same. I think nothing have changed. New education policy have not changed anything. It will not change in India because it's all in the private companies department. I think we need a thorough look at all these. And why to grow? It is not to win. The grow in terms of your generation should be learners. The basic principle of learning should happen. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunani samani chaitani nram pashunam jnanam naranam adigo vishesho jnane bihina pashubi samana. If that is not understood by people, knowledge is what creates us extra, but not certificates and trophies. You can see my WhatsApp status in which I must have told, no trophy, no flower bouquet, no decorations, no welcome speech, no thanksgiving also. I want everything to be like a class with interaction. That's what I do. I've gone to millions of students, millions of parents, millions of teachers. These are the message I take. I'm so happy Rajagiri has taken the same topic and given to me that I've not been discussed what topic I have to talk, but this is very close to my heart, and thank you so much. Very, very much thankful, Rajagiri.
Thank you, Dr. T.P. Shashikumar. And as you rightly pointed out, the values of compassion, then kindness, and all these things, if those are not imbibed by the students, then what purpose is our learning? So that is a very important point that you have stressed. And maybe, as you rightly pointed out, CBSE or any other boards, respective of the kind of the content that they are providing, if these values we call emotional intelligence or whatever words we can describe it, if those are not imbibed by the students, attained by the students, then what purpose does education serve? So I think that's a very important point that you have raised. So now listen to 4 important views and presentations from our panelists. So the overwhelming theme of this is that this is a very highly competitive world, and we are putting so much pressure on our children, and children are not getting the right qualities required for the survival in an AI age. So parents are also stressed, as rightly pointed out by, and that is again because of the perfectionism culture of achievement or the trophy syndrome. And as Dr. TPS pointed out, when you go to a principal's office, you find trophies, not books behind. So that is a very right analogy for our today's discussion also, this trophy syndrome, how it is affecting us.
When TPS mentioned about thrown out of the school, I was reminded of another great person. I don't know maybe whether he's greater than him or not. It is Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison, in his case, it was much worse. Not only this thing, sort of he was thrown out of the school, and then in the end, out of sheer exasperation, teachers sent a letter saying that don't send him to school tomorrow at all. Then you see the way how his mother has reacted. She didn't even show the chip to the son. She said, keep it in a box, don't open it. Then he learnt at home. Then after that, what we have seen, like what Thomas Alva Edison has become into that. And she told him that, see the chip when I die. Then he thought that when she died, after all, what is the big thing into that? That's when he saw that. That's where giving the confidence to the child that you can do it into that. I think that kind of a thing will go a long way in bringing up children into that. And in the end, talk about the resilience. The same Thomas Alva Edison, when somebody asked him, like you failed so many times to get the incandescent bulb. He said, my dear friend, I know 10,000 ways in which something will not work. He has conducted 1200 experiments and tried with 10,000 materials into that. I think that's where these are all real kind of lifestyle models we have seen. Real life models of what somebody can sort of it can be groomed into that. That's what. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. R.S. Rao. And another point I wanted to ask Dr. TP is that on the one hand, we have noticed that children are like venturesome in a lot. I mean, compared to the previous generations, they want to do something on their own, as rightly pointed out by Dr. Vipin also. And they have also seen the Silicon Valley and our own Bangalore, where a lot of the successful entrepreneurs have emerged. So if they feel like they can do this kind of thing on their own instead of working for somebody else, that's a great thing, that contribution they will be making. But at the same time, we also observe that their emotional intelligence is also not up to that level that we expect. And they also face a lot of resilience problems. They can't face failure. And these two don't go together. So can we find via media where we can bring the positive skills of the child, also enable parents also to help them in that, but at the same time deal with the negative aspect of the lack of emotional intelligence or kind of resilience in them?
Yeah, it's a wonderful question, and I'm so happy. I have a book on emotional intelligence for corporate communications, which I authored when I was teaching the BMS, Bachelor of Business Studies, in one of the colleges here during the holidays. I used to teach them. Again, if you look at anything which comes in India, what happens is immediately we put as part of the syllabus. Okay, value education. When Anil became the AICT person, he included every college should teach global value education. Who are the teachers who are teaching? You look at the review of the teachers who are teaching this in the engineering colleges. Probably the most useless teachers who are not fit for technical subjects, they are put for this, and namesake finish the syllabus so that your timetable is filled. No value education happens there. You need, see, I have been teaching Bhagavad Gita for now almost 20 years. In Malayalam, I started up to 8th. It goes to 1 lakh audience. You understand it needs a lifetime to learn this, to become part of it. Now, our problem is entrepreneurship required. Government puts, everybody become an entrepreneur. In the last 2 years, how many companies have registered in India? All of them who are working otherwise perfectly well, they're registered now. It has become 10,000 lakh of people registered. Similarly, entrepreneurship has become a catchy word. Everybody is being taught. We had projects given for BTech students. Because nothing is happening, government stopped it. Now what has happened? Fourth year students are sold out to companies, make them entrepreneurs. Teach them all that is what is required for becoming an entrepreneur. I don't understand. Producing entrepreneur never happens. Entrepreneurship is a mindset. I cannot make somebody a value person. So far, he did not have to put him into some class, and I think possible. Rama could do it with Ramayana. If you look at in the beginning, 18 days of class was given to Rama, and that became the first. Vasishta was the teacher. Yoga Vasishta is the textbook for that. But I don't think we have got a Vasishta today who can make like Rama in 18 days became a Dharma person, right? But everybody forgets after some time, it is forgotten. Krishna gave the lesson to Arjuna. But we don't have everybody in the part of Mahabharata was not taught Bhagavad Gita. It is not for everybody. We must understand when there is a tagline, we don't put it to everybody's ear, make them to shape into that. It's a mindset to come. So what is required? Probably we should know. Design thinking is a catchword. I have given lot of workshops in design thinking. Look at in Cochin itself, I have given many engineering colleges design thinking. It is not for making everybody like a designer. Those who have got probably will get a trigger and they can make it a fire. Not I can make it a fire. I can only trigger them and give the environment. So that has to be understood. If that is not done, we will start. Otherwise, you can imagine 3 lakh students coming out of India, where every certificate being given is saying that it's all genuine research work. Do you think we have that much inventions in India? It doesn't happen. It's a copycat job. So the startup minds comes only when you have a fresh mind to think. The freedom is essential. I don't think Shankaracharya or maybe the Madhavardhanandamai or maybe the great saints of India would have become them if their parents would have been school teachers and school. No, the parents, both husband and wife are teachers. Definitely, they will become very strict at home. They cannot become thinkers actually. So very rarely we have got the thinking ability. Another beautiful movie again from Telugu, I'll tell you, it is not in Malayalam. Pressure cooker, you must see. The US parents wanted to make the child like a uh, engineer under somebody. He wanted to become an entrepreneur by himself. That's a beautiful movie. The answer is there. And another probably Kota Factory and the crash course. These are all the two things. If it doesn't have to happen, I think we should have starting from childhood. Otherwise what happens? They are put in a course. You can see I was reading in 2007 2009. I was in Delhi. I had enough time because I was in an office where not much of pressure. I used to read 80 newspapers. That was one of my jobs. Strategic planning was one of my job. So I was looking at aims, how many number of people commit suicide. You can see most of the master's program people also joined there commit suicide. Is it because they are not able to get the pressure? No. They are brilliant. But because the aspirations, they are not able to reach up to the level. So we have to have, you want entrepreneurs, curiosity, the learning drive should come from the early childhood. That is why I said age 3 to grade 3. It's only when your hand works, head works along with the heart. 3H has to work together. Then only this will happen. If only heart happens, I have a good formula for management people. P performance is equal to attitude A plus S skill plus opportunity O. Opportunities are plenty. Skill is lacking for some people. If skill is also there, opportunity is there, attitude is not there, they become lazy. Tushni bhavam. That's what Vivekananda says. And assume that you have got a lot of attitude, opportunities are lacking, you will become depressed. That is where people will go to or come to me as a psychotherapist. People come when they have got this problem. So this has to be balanced. This is a life learning process which has to become from our traditional knowledge, not aspiring high, but aspire only when you can inspire people. Aspiration is put, inspiration is not there. Aspire, inspire, success. That's what I keep saying. IAS. I've got a lot of. You go to some school and ask how many people want to become IAS. Everybody want. You ask them how many states are there in India. They will not know. You ask them. See, do you know that a professor of a technical education with a PhD in technical subject working in an engineering college. If you ask who is the Prime Minister of India, there are people who don't know. I am telling. No exaggeration. I have done this. I have got recorded. So this happens. You need not know many things around you. So the social concern is lost. That's why I said social and spiritual. Then definitely they will have intellectual power. And if that is there, they will have definitely with an emotional content inside that, they'll become philosophically good, physically more strong. We are lacking in all this. It has to be a holistic treatment from the childhood. And it will happen, it can happen. It is not possible, is not there for us. We have to make it happen. Whatever is being said in earlier is not what is to be told today. We have to redesigning the whole social web. Then I am sure we will become much stronger.
Thank you, Dr. TPS. That resilience, fighting setbacks, and also getting hit and beaten, and also the public speaking skill. All these are now helping him. Of course, he was only a very average student. His marks are not great to go by. So, can we learn from these such kind of examples? I would like Dr. T.P. Shashikumar to reflect about creating a successful and very competitive person.
Thank you so much. There are so much to speak. I think I am taking cue from Professor Rao and Professor Nizul and no, thank you. Thank you so much. See, it's almost a month back. I put a small video. Almost every day I post one video on my YouTube. The variety of masters, teachers, Predakaha, Suchakaha, Bhotakaha, Vachakaha, Shikshakaha, and Acharikaha. That's a sequence. Yadyada jaradisrashta tatta devetarocana sayat pramanam gurute lokastadanuvartate. Looking at a teacher, oh, I want to be like him. That should be the attitude of every student. Such a person becomes an acharya. It's not that easy. See, there is a normal quote which says, a station master minds the trains and a school master trains the minds. So it is actually the training of the mind what should happen. Luckily, we have got beautiful systems, beautiful Gurukula Sampradayam and all that. But see, my concept of grandma child care, the first thing what I object from the nursery classroom is, you have got a child who will sit on a 1 feet height seat and their seat to their eye will be only 1.5 feet. That means their eye contact is at 2.5 feet height. And you can imagine a teacher stands there, which part of the body the student will be seeing throughout the day. So sitting posture itself have to change. A grandmother, that's why I named it as grandmother. Grandmother always sits and students stand beside them. It should be that way. Students want the mobility, but we ask them to keep quiet. What is the number of times which word is used in any classroom by teachers in the younger age, any classroom? You look at it. Nursery, LKG, UKG, grade 1 up to grade 7. It will be keep quiet only. And what are the teachers doing? They are shouting. So how can somebody shout? There is no role model. What you are saying is really correct. There are no acharyas. There are only no masters. What are the masters do? They keep them to keep quiet. So we are asked to keep quiet. Where do the growth will come? Appreciation will not come at all. Now, I left my job from PM's office. Directly I went to Palakkad, which is a small place in Kerala. PNC Menon, one of the great builders who made Infosys buildings and all that. He gave me a project. In his village, there are 45 girls and 45 boys are selected from 8th grade. The reason for 8th grade is which I was thrown out from 8th grade. That's the only reason. And then what did I do? I took only the worst children where parents and teachers will say they are good for nothing. They will not pass 10th class. I give it to them. That program is called ICON. You can look at ICON DrTPS. You will see this. I made them international standard, made them to learn English from Malayalam medium. Within 1 week, they did not learn how to speak English, but had the courage to speak English. So what is required is, you need classrooms? No. We need beyond classrooms, the learning. Now I'm talking about nursery to now come to the 8th grade, where up to 2 years they made them to pass any exams. They become so brilliant. Now I'll come to the university level. I was director for academic staff college in Calicut University. My job was teaching all the university teachers. I have seen one of the program in which the teachers were discussing. It was an orientation program. The geography teacher says, it's so bad. No, we are in India. India is so huge. If it would have been a small country, we would have been teaching only small geography. It's so huge. The history teacher says, I'm so happy history doesn't change. So only once I learn, it's finished. You can imagine teachers don't want to learn. How do you expect somebody to become a teacher? I keep saying in mathematics, I'm basically a mathematician. 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied 27 times will not become 27. It becomes only 1. You teach the same subject, same syllabus, same place continuously for many years. They keep saying 27 years of experience. No, it doesn't become. You have to learn every moment. That learning only adds your value. It is. I was so happy when Rahuji was telling about the showcased the gift given to the children. It so happened I went to one of the house. There are beautiful small playing items kept on the showcase. Then I asked, where are your grandchildren? He's an elderly person. No, I have only one son. He is in abroad. After MTech, he went abroad. I said, these toys I purchased 20 years back. It is kept safe. I said, what mistake you have done to your children? At least don't do it to your grandchildren. Give it to them. See, life is to live. Most of my books on life is to live. Live in full enjoyment. Learn in full enjoyment. We don't. We are not enjoying learning. That's a problem. You ask a age 3 kid who is the best teacher in the world, he'll say or she will say my mother and father. 5 years you ask, they will say KG teachers. But the teenagers you ask whom you don't like in your life, they'll be your teachers. So as you grow, the teaching doesn't happen. So this becomes, and most of the teachers are only looking at finishing syllabus. So I keep saying, you finish the syllabus, you finish your children also. That's what is happening. And you know the word used. I go to teachers' programs, I keep asking them, introduce yourself. They say, I handle mathematics. I said, don't handle mathematics. Mathematics is not to be handled. And another fellow says, I take English. I said, don't take English, give English at least. See, the words which they use itself, the adjective, if you look at it, this is what is dangerous. I think we don't have good teachers. That is the biggest problem. So to create good teachers, it needs greater vision. And only one business in this country or in the world probably, where any producer produces products from the best item and it comes as the best product. Teachers, any goods given, they have to bring out the best product. But here what happens, you give anything, they will make it to worst sometime because the processing is not good. So this is the only in business in which we are not paying based on the processing. We are the only place where probably examination review doesn't happen to teachers. If it happens not by just experience, they should get promoted. I think we should have ask every teacher. When I was teaching MBA students in JNTU Aurora College, what I used to do is, when my children are writing exam, I'll be writing the same exam in my sitting place. And by the time they finish, I'll say, they will come say, this is out of syllabus. I say, already I answered, you see this. I ask this question, how many teachers are there enough to write examination where the children are writing exam? Talk about 10th class mathematics teachers, are they courage enough to write 10th class exam and get at least the pass mark? Without looking at the text, they will not be able to. You know what is happening in the coaching rooms? Coaching classrooms, there are no chemistry teacher. First chapter chemistry teacher. Second chapter chemistry teacher. They have different chapter wise only teachers. Then only that. And they keep teaching it. Continuously years together. They don't have a holistic view. I think we are all discussing very serious issue. We need solutions. I don't think overhead solutions can come. But somewhere some model schools, model classrooms, model learning can happen. If that happens, I'm sure we can show there is one classroom here which is model. You make it, but don't copy it. Model is model. It could never be copied. But take idea from there. We had great vision by Tagore, who started Shantiniketan. But today Shantiniketan is not that Shantiniketan started by Tagore. I was there last few months back. So I'm sure we need models to be created. And there are a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm sure the Chancellor of ICFI can start a model. One batch can run. And that will be a great initiative. It is not copying. We have a lot of freedom now in India because syllabus is different. We have got credit systems. I keep talking about IKS, Indian Knowledge System. We don't have good researchers. There are a lot of people who talk about it. We don't have now the Taj Mahal movie came. The unearthing of the olden history. It clearly talks about, let us not do any research. Let us only see blah, blah, blah. Sell this market which people are being attracted. If you make some research, probably people don't come. So there is a beautiful statement which says, our heritage is not a commodity to be sold. Education is not a commodity to be sold. It is what we have to imbibe in us to create a good culture. If that happens, and this discussion becomes a great success. This is what my pray, and this is what I wanted to convey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And so I'll take two important points mentioned by Dr. TPS now, that is live in enjoyment and learn in enjoyment. So I'll take the learn in enjoyment part to Dr. Nasrul Islam Barbuyan. Uh, so you mentioned about some of the problems, but can we dream of that?
I have got one more expansion for life. Learning is an investment for future earning.
So, in your view, can we dream of learning in enjoyment? So, how far we are from that, and what is your hope
Yes,
with that? Yeah. So we come to the conclusion of the 122nd Rajagiri roundtable, and this 2 hour discussion cannot come out with any solutions, but each discussion should give some insight to all of us to go one step further. Maybe create some successful model, not to copy, but to further inspire. As TPS said, models are not to be copied. So maybe if taking part in this discussion gives us some insight into how we can move one step further, at least that will be a great contribution that we'll be making to the education sector as a whole, and also the parenting, which again is a very important part of our life, and on the important contributor to the well-being. Family is the basic unit in our society. So unless we have strong and emotionally resilient families, loving atmosphere at home, what is the point in all the riches that we make, all the accolades that we gain? At the end of the day, when you go back to your nest, if you are not happy there, so that is where I think Dr. Vipin Roldan are working 24 hours to make the happy homes. But at the same time, as educators, Dr. Nasrul Islam Barbuyan, they are also striving to make the schools a happy place, and the university is a happy place. Dr. O.R.S. Rao, the higher education. So all of us are striving in that direction. So I think these discussions should ultimately give us that positive energy to move forward rather than being stuck in the same place. So with those remarks, would anybody like to give any final, the panelists, any final word before we conclude? Dr. TPS,
I am always positive. I keep seeing that, no, probably we are discussing today. We have at least this concern. See, probably
No,
10.
I would only say one sentence. Every one of us, irrespective of age and stage, you got to learn. Lifelong learning is important. Second thing is we should live a life, a fulfilling life all of us must live. Third thing is we should leave a mark. I'm saying that, in the organizations or maybe wherever it is, in whatever sense people take, ultimately health is an important word. Learning, living a kind of fulfilling life, and third thing is leave a mark. Somebody is a good person, not more than the achievements. A good human being. Good human beings are remembered much better than all the accolades. That's all I would like to say. Thank you all very much for giving the opportunity. All the best to all of you.
Nimisham Jolitam Sreyam Nadu Dhumayitum Chiram. There is no point in living in this world like a smoke. Every day try to be a spark. Nimisham Jolitam Sreyam Nadu Dhumayitum Chiram. Good enough. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. I hope it is useful.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
be in touch. I think it's a great occasion for all of us to meet.
I'm
Unfortunately, we could not give an opportunity to the kind of audience participant to ask questions, but I think we'll do it next time. We should do that.
I'm blessed. I'm
Thank you
able
very
to
much.
connect to my chancellor.
Now that you are in Hyderabad, we will be in touch. I
Yeah.
saw some of your messages.
We'll see.
And we'll work it out.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you
also
so
based in Hyderabad. I'm not in Sikkim. I'm based in Hyderabad.
I know. Thank you so much. We'll meet. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you
All
so
the
much.
best to you, sir.
Yeah.